Make sure you keep your tray level. You have your big plan, okay?
What is it?
Pineapple bun.
Yum.
Pineapple bun.
Yum. So good.
Same with or A. Why are they showing both of these?
This is all today. Lemon tea. Everybody likes lemon tea. Thank you.
All right.
Time to go away. What's the time of day? What's the time of day? Voices, what's the time today? Jonathan? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Hannah means Santa. Say Santa.
Oh, Santa means save us.
Beat her on.
Praise the Lord. Lord, hallelujah. Praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah. Praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah. Praise ye the Lord. I love it. And I'm really looking forward to bring you the real.
Well, hello there. It has been a while since I posted. I think it's been maybe almost 2 months or maybe a bit more. Thought I'd post an update. We have been online. I've been teaching online for the past couple months. It's just all kind of been a blur. I've been teaching from this room. Put a little video up so you can see kind of my teaching setup. I do have a good view over here on this side. So when I have the windows open, it kind of feels like I'm a little bit like I'm up in a tree house or something. So it's a nice place to teach, but I am itching to get back in person. Spring break is coming up. It's Friday, April 8th, so last day before spring break starts. And we're hoping when we get back from spring break that we'll be back in person. It's looking that way. So yeah, we'll see. But more updates to come. We'll talk a little bit about the fifth wave and how bad it got. Also, any other restrictions or if those will be eased. Yeah, I'll tell you all about that coming up. I'm here at school and it feels pretty good to be back. It's been a while. They had some Cali Mex, which was a treat here. We don't often get Mexican food here in Hong Kong, but this is actually not my classroom. My classroom is currently being used by my co-worker. This is the high school classroom just across the hallway. But to get into what we've been up to and how we've been doing these last few weeks, we've been good. We did not get COVID to our knowledge. There were a couple times where we kind of had the sniffles and maybe a cough, but I think it was just allergies because we did test ourselves and didn't have any COVID. But been doing a lot of walks around our neighborhood, which those are nice, great way to get some exercise. Fortunately, we live not too far from the mountains, and we were able to walk without being around too many people. and the walks were very therapeutic, which was good. Being outside in nature and hearing the sounds and just seeing how everything just carries on regardless of what happens in the people world. It's kind of refreshing just to see how creation is all in all fine. Everything's fine. The sun still rises, still sets. See the wildlife, see the moon and the stars, just reassuring. Had a lot of family time, been going to the beach to have some campfires. I am roasting marshmallows. That was a really good time. The times we did that. When we go out and about, we would just maybe go out once a week, and if we did that, try to pick a bus that not a lot of people were riding, like an unpopular route. Brought hand sanitizer and just tried to be careful whenever we could. We didn't want to live in fear, but also wanted to be smart. So things did get pretty out of control as far as the fifth wave went. Hong Kong used to have around, I think it was around 12,000 cases. And just in the span of a few weeks, we are now well over 1 million with, I think, 8,000 or 9,000 deaths. Unfortunately, the elderly population was not well vaccinated, so a lot of those deaths were people in their 70s and 80s. So very sad. When I think back about the last video about how, like, some of the things they said, just speculating how things could get out of hand and out of control pretty quickly. That's what happened. There was an exponential rise in cases, and hospitals did get overwhelmed. At one point, there were people just in beds, outdoors in the streets. Fortunately, though, the private hospitals were not over capacity. And the reason for that is private hospitals were not taking any COVID patients. So Hong Kong has two hospitals, public and private. And eventually, to ease the burden on the public hospitals, private hospitals decided to help out. So they are taking a few of the patients now, but things have definitely calmed down now. I think now we're just looking at a couple thousand cases a day, which the city is over 7 million, so things are calming down for sure. As far as restrictions go, we're supposed to start in-person classes again April 19th, and they're supposed to gradually start easing the restrictions, like with restaurants, letting more than just 2 dine and easing the eating after 6 p.m. They went ahead and did reduce quarantine. So quarantine is just a week now if you fly into Hong Kong. They got rid of all the flight bans. I know the United States and Canada, they were both on the flight ban, where if you wanted to come back to Hong Kong from those countries, you had to do a washout, spend a couple weeks in a country that was not under a flight ban. So that's really good that they got rid of the flight bans, good that quarantine is reduced to 1 week. However, there's a lot of pressure with the international community here. They're seeing other cities, especially Singapore. Singapore is often compared to Hong Kong because it's a world city, international city, and it's kind of in the same region. So people look at Singapore opening up, and there's quite a bit of pressure on Hong Kong to do the same. Unfortunately, Hong Kong being under Beijing's wing and jurisdiction, I don't really see that happening because Beijing still has a zero COVID stance where they believe that it's harmful. They just are very, very cautious about the living with COVID idea. In fact, they don't agree with it at all. I believe they think that there's just too much at stake to embrace that living with COVID ideology. Things are good though. Still takes patience living here, but we just have to remind ourselves why we're here. It's not about us. It's not about having an easy life or making sure our freedoms stay in place. We're here to be servants. We still feel very safe here. If we did not feel safe here, for the kids' sakes, we would be going back permanently to the United States. But we do feel very safe here. And the kids are fine. They play every day with each other. They seem very, very content. Yeah, they're just liking and loving all this family time they get and all kind of just the downtime to play and just be kids. And their schooling's going well. Sydney has really filled in tremendously in that aspect. So with her partnering with the teachers here at ICS, I don't really think the kids are declining at all in their level of progress in education. So that's been a real blessing too. Ezra is learning to read. In fact, he can read some books now with short, like 3 or 4 letter words. So it's very exciting.
At. Ha. Pet.
Great job. I've got a meeting coming up, so I need to get off of here. And yeah, just wanted to keep it short, keep it an update, and let you all know that we made it. Everything's good. We are still thanking the Lord, counting our blessings, and until next time, you all take care. Bye-bye.
We're getting wood to go have a fire at the beach. We watch the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel a lot. So our kids are totally into this.
I want to climb the tree so I can show you.
Yeah, go ahead. You monkeys. Doing good, Sienna. Doing good.
Should I do that one?
No, you're doing great.
I'm going to the other one.
That's right. I like your swinging too.
Clayton is building the fire pit. My night vision is terrible.
Oh, this one's not even heavy.
The Outdoor Boys and girl are building a fire. We're in Manshan on a Friday night. Not a bad location.
Once upon a time, there was two little kids love to play. One name is Blocker and the other name is Blocker. And they love playing toys. And then a large wolf came to the houses and blew a straw house down. And then he blew a stick house down. And then the big block had a great idea. He set it a boiling pot of water over the fire, and then the wolf climbed on top, and then he went in the chimney, and then he fell down in the boiling pot of water. And that was the end of him. And they lived happily ever after. You already had 12 stories.
Let's go.
My age check as we didn't even write a cause, brother. I'm gonna look in the mail. We got the swimming board. Jumping at the swimming pool. I built that all by myself.